The girl held a 40 cm machete and hid in the corner, seeming to hide from something frightening. She crouched in fear and didn't move. Suddenly, the girl raised her head and saw Kaslan's big eyes staring at her. The girl closed her eyes tightly in fear and couldn't believe what was happening in front of her. But when she opened her eyes again, she found that the guy was still there, so she closed her eyes tightly again. But after trying many times, the guy was still there, but the girl was forced to go crazy. She slapped her head hard to try to wake herself up. Seconds later, the big-eyed monster was closer, making the girl unlucky and driving her crazy. She noticed Giazella nearby and glanced at the big-eyed monster once more, an evil idea crossing her mind. She lifted Giazella from the ground and raised it into the air. Immediately, under the watchful eyes of the big-eyed monster, the girl cried out in pain and shut her eyes. She collapsed in pain after pouring all the Jetzellen into her eyes, trying to prevent herself from seeing the big-eyed monster again. She heard heavy breathing in her ears and went completely crazy. Subconsciously, she touched the dagger on the ground, raised it, and stabbed it into her ear with all of her strength. With a sharp scream, the girl's world became completely quiet. Fortunately, her mother set her to hustle in time. She wrapped her head with gauze and kept stabbing her ears. Her mother told her to stay still. She would go out to buy something and would be back soon. However, as soon as her mother left, the disobedient girl stared at her. The girl was completely driven crazy. Suddenly, the big-eyed monster turned its head and looked at the ground. It didn't seem to have any bad intentions. How would you treat a big-eyed monster if you encounter one? Let me know in the comments.